Hey everyone, it's Karissa from Shining Light of Minnesota. I'm very excited. I have Abby from Sugar Lake Lodge. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks
Yes.
so much.
So you rolled into town this morning?
I did, yeah. Nice little 7 a.m., you
Early
get up,
morning.
watch the sunrise. Nice little drive. It was good.
So let's tell everybody a little bit about Sugar Lake Lodge and what exactly it is.
Absolutely. We're a family. I'm a second generational owner. My father bought and built the property back in '93. So we're on the shores of one of the clearest lakes in Minnesota, which is very much our claim to fame.
Yes.
But we have, 108-ish rooms on property. They range everything from, lakeside cabins to all that good stuff. And golf course units. We've got a golf course. We've got a big banquet space. We do a lot of leadership development. We do a lot of association meetings, and we have a really great restaurant. And yeah, it's a stunning place. It's been my home, since I was 6 years old. So
Right.
I very much grew up in that hospitality space.
Yes. So when you grew up there, it's one of those things that it's just in your blood.
It is,
Yes.
yeah. My dad is actually part of the Rutger family. So
Yep.
Rutgers
Okay.
Bay Lake was my uncle and my great-grandfather that started it. And then, the Rutger family comes out of Germany. Everything has been a part of hospitality since day one. So yeah, it's so much in my blood. And Sugar Lake Lodge is so especially wonderful. It's it's not like any other resort. We're very specific, very intentional, and I think that's why coming back to it was so easy, because it has always felt like home.
Right.
So.
And you guys do team building there. Do you have some things you do in the wintertime as well?
Yeah, we've established recently what we call the Leadership Lodge, and it's very much our leadership development focused piece of our business. We've been doing it since the very beginning. We've had leadership programs, community programs that have come through, organizations that do, their offsite retreats year after year. But the big thing that we're finding now is these customizable, leadership development, team building, all of that is really active where we're at, because we're very accustomed to, creating programs that work for them specifically.
Yes,
so
right.
yeah, it's become a huge piece of what we're doing.
And not to mention, when people go there, they want just a vacation sometimes too, or they need that break. They need the brain break. Yes.
Yeah. I think everybody needs a brain break.
I know I do.
I do too. Can we do that later? That'd be great.
Get the sun out and we'll just go golfing. Forget it.
100%. Yep. That's why I came. I was like, let's go golfing.
Hey,
we'll
we've got a simulator. All the
other stuff later.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So you've done all that. How did you go from getting away and coming back into it?
So, right after college, I went straight into marketing. I was into the corporate cog.
Yep.
Started to work my way up and just really discovered that I was so wildly unhappy. The burnout was insane.
Right.
So like any good millennial,
Right.
I quit my job and moved to Thailand. Felt like the best option at the moment. So I spent, 6-7 years traveling, experiencing an incredible amount of new cities, new countries. And the theme that just kept coming up, I worked a lot in online magazines, and I did a lot of, I helped teams kind of organize what they were doing and their next steps. And this kind of, connection between hospitality of experiencing all these new places and new hotels and restaurants, and then this team building aspect was like, I couldn't get it out of my brain that I think Sugar Lake was where we needed to go to really bring that to life. So I came back, got my master's in experiential education, focusing on communication and leadership development, and then started partnering with, some really great facilitators and organizations that taught a lot of strategic planning and, very, very focused on team building. And that just, it just all kind of came together, and it made a lot of sense, because our location is so conducive to that. And we've kind of doubled down on it, and it's been really fun.
Because there aren't a lot of places that have that, especially where you guys are.
No.
When you go up there, it's either just a resort, or you're going to go up there just for vacation. It's not the whole team building. We're going to go up there and incorporate everything into one.
Exactly. And I think, like you said, the biggest difference is, when groups are getting together and they're going to an offsite, if they're, focusing on that spa piece of it,
it's
that's
just a
vacation
retreat
at that point, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So for us to be able to offer, team building programming that we've designed that's very specific to outcomes. We partner with different facilitators. Some organizations have their own internal facilitators, and it's so lovely to get to interact with people like that because they understand what the value is of being together in an offsite space.
Yes.
The outcomes are the priority, and they're all together. They're eating dinner. We end every evening at the bonfire, and it's a really great way for them to actually connect and then bring those value added outcomes back to the office.
How has your traveling, I mean, you've done a lot of traveling, you've done a lot of hospitality. How has that kind of came full circle for you in that world, obviously?
Yeah, I mean, it honestly feels like that's my whole life, like forever. No matter where I go, it's like this instinct to take notes and say, okay, I really liked what they did. I didn't love what they did. But it really did teach me that the amount of effort that people put into, places like hotels and restaurants, of course, is such a labor of love. And I find so much respect for people that really do that really well. And it's never, it's not like, it wasn't exclusively the 5-star, way over the top places. It was always the mom and pop, smaller.
Well, and that's what people kind of go for too. Like, hey, I'm going to go in that back alley and I want to find that
Absolutely.
mom and pop place.
That's
right?
where you get the best pad thai.
Yes.
Like, hands down. The family owned everything. I think, my husband and I are so just laser focused on finding those because for me, the experience is, right, that's the whole piece of it. Getting to know the people that built it and put their actual sweat equity into what they're providing. And that's my biggest pride in what we offer is that we're out and about and we're chatting with people. And I can't imagine, doing anything different because it's just enriching to interact with people. And that traveling, like, for sure gave me that spark.
Well, there's a lot of different things when you travel too. There's so many different cultures, and finding out who wants to actually sit down and have those meals together and who wants to just get things on the go and do it. And when you learn that going abroad, bringing that back to your culture, saying, hey, these people really want to sit down and break bread together.
Yes. Yeah, like what a cool way to get to know each other. And, you're sitting with the owners and just talk and shop. And I think, the more we found those people and the more that, we connected with them, we brought everything back with us and saying, the people that the book and the organizations that come in, we want to have like a real relationship with them. It's not a number, you're not coming in and leaving without us knowing what your dog's name is.
Yeah,
I gotta know. I can't sleep at night if I don't know that information.
If you have a dog, if not, I'm going to get you a dog. And what's its name, right? See you later.
Don't even bother at that point.
What kind of food do you guys offer, or what is it, catering, or is it?
Yeah, we do all in-house. Our head chef, her name is Heidi.
Amazing.
She is unbelievable. We actually just recently had a pop-up event. We called it Saturday Night Steakhouse. And I had a few people tell me it was the best meal they've ever had in their life. So
there you go.
The steak is good. I know that for sure. We're also well known for something called the chicken chipotle sandwich.
Okay.
I trademarked it I went to Google and asked how to do that, and I figured it out.
There you go.
And so we have a restaurant that is open, in the summertime from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Yeah.
And very, kind of pub vibes, but lake view. It's beautiful. All the beer and wine you could think of, but sandwiches, burgers, all that good stuff. But our catering, specifically for groups, is a little bit higher end. We do everything. We specialize in walleye. We've got this really incredible pot roast that my husband quite literally cannot get enough of. It's in my freezer consistently. He just brings it home and
which is just easy then. Hey, you
forgets
do that.
about
I'm on the go. You just get it and do it.
You eat it for breakfast.
You do it.
It's not my problem. Yeah. So that is one of the things that we get the most compliments about because our head chef is incredible. She's very dedicated, and food is a huge piece of it. For one, I love food. I do, and if it's not,
well, that sets the whole pace for everything
part of the memory.
too.
Yeah, definitely.
How many people do you think that you've seen from when you were young bring their families in now too?
Ooh, a lot.
It's a whole culture. Yeah.
It's funny you say that. There's a family that used to come. They had their son was similar age to me, right, growing up, and I remember so vividly. He had a skateboard. It was such a cool thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The whole half ramps and the ramps and half pipes, and
he had really wide pants or whatever. But his family, they actually just inquired recently. They're back in Minnesota, and so they're coming. But they've had family friends that have been coming because they suggested it.
Yep.
So it's like watching your friends grow up with you.
Yep.
And I was talking to someone recently about how my favorite memory of the resort is every summer when the families would come back, of course, but the staff was consistently repeating. So it was high school and college kids that would always come back, and they were like my brothers and sisters growing up. Because I was running around harassing them because I was, a small child thinking I was really funny, and I'm sure they loved that.
Right.
But it was so
she keeps
so
following
nostalgic.
us around. Right.
Why is this girl never not in the housekeeping area?
Right.
So it's really, really rewarding to see those people come back, and then their kids come back.
Yeah.
And now our kids are playing with their kids, and it's really fun.
It's the memories made, and so many people remember those summers of going to the lake and doing those things in the resorts and whatever that may be.
Yeah, such core memories for them and for me. It's just so fun to have those connections, and even when we see them outside of the resort too, it's like we pick up right where we left off every time.
Who have been some of your biggest mentors that have helped you to get to where you are today, do you think?
Ooh, great question. So my dad is quite possibly one of just the most incredible leaders I've ever known, not just because he's my dad, but in building this business, he's so incredibly patient. He just has a vision and is very good about, sticking to it, but including other people in his dreams and what they look like. And he has always been, such a support for everybody that's come through here. And I think the thing I admire most about him, just as I'm getting into this, because generational transitions can be really interesting.
Oh, yeah. There's a big gap.
Yeah, we've had a few back and forth, where we don't quite see eye to eye. But I think I learn something new every time we have a conversation, whether it's, about the financial piece of it or about, what our priorities are for updating and editing and just adjusting things. But he does this thing so consistently where even with, people coming at him and asking questions and demanding things, he is so perpetually human first focused. Which
is amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah. And just to be able to really have that faith in people, and just no matter the situation, he really assumes the best, or is constantly asking, if this person's not in the right space, then what is going on with them that we can put ourselves in wholeheartedly and help them
figure that out.
And I think that's been probably one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in this process, is that I can get really, frustrated when things aren't going the right way, or I'm trying to build something, or I'm trying to make something more efficient, and, somebody's not reacting or responding the way that I expect. And I have to consider, you got to sit there and be like, okay, what would Fred do in this situation?
What would he do sitting in my shoulder? How would he?
Smoking a cigar in his car? I don't know, So it's interesting just to see how he would handle situations. And so I think that's the one that really comes to mind right now, because he's so active in everything that we do, and I don't think he'll ever retire, but that's totally okay.
Well, and you don't want him to, because if they retire, then they lose it. It's one of those things when you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So you got to keep going somehow.
I got to keep him busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, he's sending emails at 3 a.m. that make absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
So we got to keep him busy. Sure.
What do you think have been some of the obstacles? I know you were talking about, obviously the transition from generation to generation, or do you think it's been something else?
I think it's a little bit of that. It's such an interesting dynamic, because my husband kind of was thrown into this, right? He's a part of, he does all of the reservations. He's very active in the organization. But to have to work and live together and raise kids together. I think that's the challenge right now in my life that I find so...
There's no shutting it off.
No.
And work-life balances, works here.
We're trying to figure out how to interact with each other, both at work and then at home. And it's am I your boss, or am I not your boss? We're not really... And nobody else is really sure of that. So at some point we'll clarify it. But we're in it together, of course, but a majority of it's coming from me. So I think that's an interesting dynamic for him, too, to come just jump into this family business
Yeah.
and just be as open and honest as he is. And he's great about it. He's got like such good ideas, 100 million ideas, of course. But I think that's been the most interesting, tricky piece. And then there's also this interesting dynamic when you come into an organization and you're significantly younger than a lot of the people that have been working there for a long time.
Yep.
And I think at the beginning...
They don't take you serious.
No.
Right.
And also I'm coming from the family business, right? So I'm kind of grandfathered into this.
Oh, sure, she's going to get it.
Yeah,
She's
here comes
somebody's
the daughter.
Yep.
Fred's daughter.
Yep.
But I think I proved myself right away.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I worked there as much as I possibly could when I was younger or when I wanted to.
Well, and you saw the whole transition and the process growing up, too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
If
it wasn't brand
else,
new. Yeah.
It's easier having you do it than somebody fresh out of California coming in or someone else outside coming in.
I think I had that to my benefit. I was very aware of, the intricacies of saying, I'm here to help with this. And, I have these ideas and I had to be really patient with, implementing things because change is really hard for people. And I, as a facilitator myself, like I understand when organizations struggle with trying to figure that out and really like pull from those generational dynamics. So that was like such a great frontline experience for me to be able to like both work with different organizations and then work within our own in saying, when change is hard, it's more of the communication of it. This is why we're doing this. This is what this is going to look like. It's not going to happen overnight.
No.
But it was a big test in patience.
Yeah. Well, you have to change. I mean, change is inevitable. If you don't change, then you're not growing, right?
Totally. Absolutely.
And the other side of it, though, too, you are his daughter, and you know how he's done it all his life.
Exactly.
So that's the other side. Like, okay, this is how he does it. I know how he is. And you still have that in you.
I'm so glad you said that because truly, when I'm making decisions, I'm thinking, I know this might sound weird, but I know what he would say in this instance. And it's just like that. It's that he's on my shoulder.
He's on your shoulder.
Chirping.
Yeah. So it's like, it's always the
like nobody knows it better.
The inner voice of,
I love that you said that. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a perfect scenario of this is what he would say, but this is also me.
Yes.
And I have to do it and make it on my own, too.
Exactly. Yeah, putting my own spin on things and also doing it with the integrity and keeping the spirit alive.
Yeah.
But, having been a part of it, I started doing I helped build the first website in college for the resort, and I was part of the marketing, all through my 20s. And so like you said, I've seen it grow and I've seen it get to a point where it wasn't doing so great way back in the day.
Right.
So I felt like I had experienced those highs and lows. So it was a little bit easier to say, I understand what you guys have been through.
Yep. It's a little fish in a big sea. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of resorts in the area. How can we stand out and differentiate too?
Let's be different. And also ourselves. I think being so authentic has very much worked to our benefit. And I'm so proud of that because I quite literally don't know how to do any
and she
any
needs
other
to know
way.
The dog's name before you leave.
Right. I need to get the personal details. It's so very important.
Well, I mean, it's good to have that intentional touch too. I mean, not a lot of places, like when you go to stay somewhere, whether it's Rutgers or the Wilds or whatever it may be, you're just another number.
Absolutely.
You go in and out, and
which is really hard. I find that just something that I don't ever want to. I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to make other people feel that way.
You want to feel at home.
Somebody that was at we had a leadership event a couple weeks ago, but they were saying every time they come, it feels like they're at their best friend's house, right? Like you come back, everybody remembers you. There's always, we remember what your drink order is, like that kind of thing. Because it's the same bartenders, it's the same person.
It's the same people. And the crew, like if you come back summer after summer, it's going to be the same or somewhat of the same.
It's such a nostalgic feeling. I love that. I love being able to provide that. I think that's one of the best feelings in doing this job.
What do you think some of your biggest wins have been?
I would say we have put so much effort into our property. Everything we make goes back into what, all of the updates, all of the upgrades. This is a really random one that just came to mind, but we just bought new beds.
Amazing.
New headboards, but like the sleep is so great.
It is, which is good,
It's
and you need that.
incredible how much of a difference that makes. And people are way happier too, right?
Yeah,
when
right.
they sleep that way. But we have successfully built what is the Leadership Lodge. We have organizations coming back and coming for the first time that are really taking what they're learning and putting it into action. And I think seeing them flourish is such a great example of us knowing that we are doing the right thing. That's so rewarding to see them, growing and actually coming back and saying, this worked really great. Now we want to work on this. So it's this like multi-layer, it's so dimensional in seeing groups come back year after year.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of our staff, the most wonderful people on the planet. A lot of them have been here for year after year, but they all get along. We do a really good job of, communicating with each other. They encourage me to communicate more. There are times that I don't tell them what they should know.
Yeah. But you don't want to micromanage either. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. You want them to figure it out on their own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got to give them autonomy.
Yep.
But it's such a encouraging environment. I think everybody is there for the right reasons, and we haven't had a lot of turnover, and I think that's because it's back to what my dad taught. It's human first, and they, the resources are there, and if they're not, we figure out how to get them. And I think every single day is just really focused on, are they doing as well as they can because of what we've provided, and what else can we do? So I think that, to me, is probably the biggest win, is really having people that are happy doing what they're doing.
Well, and it's putting people first and having that personal touch.
Definitely.
Because I think generations nowadays are losing that. They're losing the communication. They're losing all of that. Like, let's go out and have let's have a conversation.
Right.
Instead of, hey, let's just jump on our phones and hide away.
The face-to-face is so important. And it completely changes dynamics too. The ability to, actually see your body language and be able to, just ruminate and hash out stuff that's going on. And I think that's part of the reason why when groups come up and they're together on their own, there's never a time that they're away from all of their notifications and that kind of thing. So we, as our organization, we try to do the same thing to at least be together and be present and understand that, when you're together, you're together. Yeah, you're together.
Yeah, you're figuring things out.
There's eye contact. It happens.
What's eye contact, right? You mean I actually have to talk to somebody and not just shoot a quick text?
I'm going to read my watch while you're talking.
Yeah. I'm not going to give you an emoji. I'm just going to give you an acronym. We're good.
Just a straight thumbs up.
Right, we're good.
I love it.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. So, people focus a lot on all the negativity that's happening in the world, and there's not enough positive things that have happened. And it's great that you have pointed out a lot of your positive things that have gone on. From your staff to everything going on. You've talked about your staff, you've talked about, the way things are going. What do you see in the future?
Yeah, I'm super optimistic about the future right now.
Yeah.
And I think partly because I have to be. Like you said, there's so much going on in the world.
Right.
There are days that it's really hard to be like, I don't know if anybody really cares what we're doing.
Right.
There's just...
So you have to be the light. It's like, okay, let's just one day at a time and let's figure it out.
That's exactly it. I think I was thinking about this from a social media standpoint, right? Where the tendency to run down that rabbit hole in terms of political unrest and Minnesota, of course, there's it's constant. And every time I get into that headspace of I'm not sure that anybody can even handle seeing anything else on their feed, I come back to if I do have the opportunity to be some sort of a light,
positive.
love it.
Yep.
So to me, the future it's just we're all in.
Yeah.
I love the idea of being so confident and excited about what we're doing because we're good at it. And we know that we like it, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
Which is amazing.
We, in the wintertime, is a lot of times it's when groups buy us out, on their own. So they're up there in an exclusive way.
Yep.
And we've been getting them outside and doing things like cold plunges in the lake and the sauna and, the very Minnesota
all the Minnesota
things.
stuff, yes.
But I think one of the most powerful things when they're just standing around a bonfire and it's crystal clear, it's silent, it's just such a cool way to kind of showcase what that place is really all about. It's not big, it's not overwhelming.
You feel small in a big world, kind of,
Yeah, and it's really like humanizing to say, okay, there's so much going on, but right now I feel like I'm in a really good spot and that, I can control this environment. And being able to provide that is just that's really encouraging to me. And I just see so much value of people getting together in that connection.
Yeah.
And like I said, like, I think the fun piece is so critical. There's so much opportunity for us to find joy in working together and putting effort into, your skills at work or the vacations that you're taking with your family and, playing cards and the little things. Yeah, the little things.
Because sometimes the little things are the big things.
Yeah.
People remember the memories.
Right.
They don't remember, hey, I got a new phone or I got, a new set of golf clubs or I got this for Christmas. It's, hey, I remember going up to the cabin or I remember going to the resort or remember that team building thing we did? That was a lot of fun because we learned how to set the processes in place so we can do that at the next location.
Yeah, we had time around, in the lobby that we were just, chit-chatting about something silly in our socks at midnight. Like it's totally those kind of off-the-cuff moments that I think are, to me, that is essentially what the future needs for all of us is to have that opportunity. Put the phones down
and get out and go do something together, right?
Put my phone in the lake at this point.
What phone?
I don't want it. Yeah, you can have it. I'm over it. So
I mean, we were talking a little, you brought up the social media thing a little bit, and I think social media a lot of times is people comparing themselves to one another.
Totally.
And if people use it or utilize it as a tool, like, hey, I'm going to go out there and be original and just do what I do and make the post or do what you would do and shine a light and just be done, or like, hey, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm doing, and just put it down, that's great.
That is great.
If you're out there comparing yourself to another business or comparing yourself to another resort or not trying to be original and just saying, hey, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do one step better.
Yeah.
Then it's defeating. Why? What's the point?
Yeah, well, how are we helping each other?
Right.
I love that you said that too, because like, my point of view, someone asked me recently, like, who's your biggest competitor?
Yeah.
And not in like a egotistical way. I was like, I couldn't even tell you.
Right.
Like the other resorts do so many cool things that they are experts in, right? And I love, what they offer. But I really hope that they see that in us, that we're all in this.
We all win together.
In this piece, and so it's going to work for some and it's not. So like the ability to have those options, like how fortunate are all of us to be able to pick and choose, especially from northern Minnesota is stunning.
It is. I mean, from the clear skies to the water to so many amenities to things that you can do.
Absolutely.
And there's enough people to go up there on vacation that there's enough places to go.
Right. Yeah. Comparison is really hard. And especially, in an industry like that, because it's, trying to keep up essentially. That's going to be the downfall, and it's not worth, if one person does something and
adding
somebody
another
else,
golf course, is it adding a ski hill, is it adding, dog sled races, is it doing this, just keeping up with the Joneses, adding one more bigger, better thing, then then what is it?
We're all going to be the same, right?
Yep.
And I can't fathom having to do that and be that cookie cutter. That sounds terrible.
Or is it, I'm going to go somewhere, I'm going to make those memories and have someone remember me, having someone remember who we are as a group, or having someone go and, just having those processes set and, sitting around the campfire every single time.
Yeah. The personalization is huge. Definitely. I seek that out myself in places that we go.
Absolutely. Where you're familiar with them and they're familiar with you.
Definitely. Yep. Yeah. It's like coming home and being able to have, someone that really cares for you. I think that's like such a unique thing to have right now is really be seen. And
that's one of the reasons, I tell people more times than not why I do the podcast, because people start knowing you and it's like, I don't remember who you are. I don't know you because I'm in front of so many people.
Right.
You want to be intentional. You want to get to know someone on a deeper level and say, hey, how are the kids? How's the dog?
Definitely.
How was that doctor's appointment you had, or something important, because I want to care. I do care, and I am a person. I don't want to just be like looking for a logo on a shirt and trying to figure out who they are.
Exactly.
Because you see so many people,
Have you heard of Brene Brown's marble jar theory?
Yeah.
So we were just talking about this recently. It keeps coming back up, but what you just said makes me think of it in a sense, in like a socialization, right?
Maybe tell our viewers what it is in case they don't know.
So Brene Brown talks to leadership about this a lot, that, trust comes from smaller moments. So if you have a jar of marbles for a certain person, every marble in there represents a time that they were reliable, or they brought to mind something that, if I had told you my mom's name before we walked in, and we're talking and you just dropped it, that would be a marble, because you actually listened to understand or to comprehend what I was saying, as opposed to listening just to respond.
Right.
And so once that jar is full, that is someone that's in your circle that you can definitely trust. Right. And there's ways to lose the marbles too, like not responding to a text message, or there's things that kind of make you step back and say, oh, I don't know if this person wants to be part of my circle or not.
Right.
But
well, you have to keep the circle small too. I mean,
right.
that's the other side of it too.
And yes, exactly. And being able to really pinpoint who it is that you can find in your small circle, and keep them, and really keep that jar as full as possible.
Yeah.
I love that, because like that personalization can get really lost, like with the social media thing. It's so easy to, say, oh yeah, I see what's going on in your life, or
people think they know you because they see you somewhere or see you on there, and they're like, hey, Karissa, how are the kids? I'm like, I don't know you.
I know.
You saw me on LinkedIn, and you know where I work. Like, I don't know.
We do not have a connection.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe 5,000 friends on there or whatever it may be, but no,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That ability to like really zone in on someone and make them feel and just understand that they're cared for. That's such an important piece to, I mean, life, of course, but especially a business like what we're doing. It's an opportunity to make people feel cared for.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you do outside of work?
I have 2 kids that are, one's 4.5, one's 1.5.
So the busy age is
that
running into
takes a lot of my time. But we're big on travel. We just went to Japan for our 10-year anniversary.
Fun.
And I will say it was the number 1 country we've been to. We've been to a lot, and because we used to travel consistently, but it was...
Was it just you and your husband? Or did you bring the kids to
we left our kids.
You have to have some alone
time. Bye, 1-year-old.
Yep.
You're not coming on a 12-hour flight with us.
No, right.
So that's a huge piece of it. We're big outdoor people. We bought a rooftop tent for the truck that we have, and tried to bring our 1-year-old for his birthday. And he cried in the campground. So we had to leave at like 4 a.m. So we're going to try again this year and see how that goes.
Yep,
but
perfect.
Yeah, we love being outside, love being on the lake. Golf is a huge part of our lives.
I lived in Montana for a while, so I get it.
Did
just
you?
The clear blue water and the outside world. And
we ski, and we've been doing out in Montana and Big Sky. And anything to be out in that area.
Yes.
Mountains. I don't know why I didn't decide to live in the mountains.
Yep.
It's stunning.
Glacier and that's it's amazing.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. So all outdoors. Like I said, food is like I think it's like my number 1 love language.
Yeah.
There's a sales and marketing person that I have that makes really good sourdough, but she hasn't brought me any recently. It's kind of wild.
She's going to be listening now, so guess what?
I hope she knows. That
or they're going to let her know.
We're going to call her and say, hey,
I'll be home.
My 4-year-old's low on sourdough. Where is
it? By the way, I'll be home in how many hours? Yeah.
Here's my address in case you forgot.
You'll be having it sit at your doorstep.
I love it.
Do you have girls or boys or both?
2 boys.
2 boys. Yeah. Well, that'll be fun when they get older too. Yep.
Yeah, they're a lot, but they're so fun.
They are.
Parenthood is wild.
It is, and it's going to get more wild.
Yeah, I've just learned like so much about myself in the past 5 years.
You don't know what love is until you have children.
Totally.
Like you get selfish before you have them, and you're like, oh, I know what this is, and then it's like, wow.
I remember when I was
going down on a skateboard down the hill by yourself, and
right,
good.
And it's happening.
Yep.
When I was first pregnant, I remember just being so sad about losing all of my alone time.
Yeah.
Like it was really hard to reconcile that I wasn't
fingers under the door when you're trying to shower and.
I was like, I am like an introvert at heart if I want to be, right? And I prefer it that way. And now it's like, okay, everybody's in on everything. Where you guys know you're a part of everything I do, and but you're right. I did not know that I could be that caring until I had kids.
And then it's going to get crazy, and you're going to be off to school, and
I know. They're wonderful.
Yeah, it's a lot. What do you think your favorite time with your kids has been so far?
Ooh, I love that question. So recently, a friend of mine has kids that are similar age.
Yeah.
And so last summer, 2 summers ago, we started doing swimming. We have a pool that overlooks the lake. We did a pool and a lake time every Wednesday, just to get our kids comfortable with the water and get them together. We want them to like somewhat know each other. And, I think seeing both of my kids fall in love with the lake over the pool has been like, one, it's a huge point of pride, right? Because if I could not have a pool, I wouldn't.
Right.
But for them to find the excitement in, searching for things and picking up rocks, and they would rather do that than anything else.
Yeah.
And I think that's been one of my best memories is every Wednesday. We're there until the sun goes down, and we're interacting with other kids.
This is what we're doing.
It's like our own little space.
Yeah.
And it's hard to take time off in the summer, of course, because we're so busy. But with them, so the other piece of this too is that they're growing up the way I did, and 100%. I think that's like why I find it
keeping that memory going forward. Yeah.
It's so special that they see the staff the way I did, and they love the property. And our oldest, his name's Roddy, and he calls it the Sugar Lake Lodge. Yeah. Right. So, okay, you're picking me up, and we're going to the Sugar Lake Lodge. Yeah. Yes, of course. Yep. And he gets his Uncrustable sandwich from the chef, and we sit on the beach, and it's just
that's perfect.
Core
the memories
memory
are set the way they were, just like yours were. Yeah.
Yeah. That has been for sure my favorite so far.
How, is there anything that he has tried, or do you think that he's setting different memories than you are? Or do you think he's obviously a boy and doing things different, but Yeah,
I think experiencing a very busy working mom is really interesting already.
Right.
My mom was always busy doing other things, and she worked too. They both her and my dad were very involved in the resort, but she was around much more than he was.
Right.
So it's like that opposite dynamic, right? So he's seeing how much effort I'm putting in and that leadership that I have, and I love that he's seeing that firsthand.
Yeah.
So I think he's
Mom's doing it, I can do it too.
He's noticing that women are in leadership positions and they're making decisions, and I think that's a huge point of pride for him to say, oh yeah, it totally makes sense. Like there must have been a woman president by this point.
There can be someone at this point, or I can do it, and so can everybody else.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we're all
Mom can do it, I can do it. Yep, we're good.
So I think that's a huge thing that he's already witnessing, and he's wicked smart. So I'm sure he is seeing a lot more than I even know. So,
and I'm sure he's going to be jumping in places and doing all sorts of things out there and trying everything. He's getting to that age. Well, they both are.
Both of them. Yeah.
One's going in the mouth, and the
the other one's like kicking stuff off the dock, and
the other one's putting them all in his mouth,
lighting stuff on fire.
Yeah,
so,
right.
That's what boys do.
Here's a lit tennis ball going down the down the road. We're good.
For sure, I did that at some point when we lived there.
Right.
There must have been a time.
Yes.
So.
Do you have a favorite quote or anything that you remember, or any favorite books or anything that stick in your mind?
Actually, I just finished a new book by Brad Stelberg. So he has written for the New York Times, and he writes multiple books focused a little bit more on sports theory, and I'm like blanking on the name right now, but he just posted this piece of quote from his book about the importance of finding joy and fun and working hard and making them work together.
Yeah. Living your passions and putting them together. Yeah.
And he also, a piece of it was like the second part of it, and that was in the second half of the book, was that it's actually really cool to care about things.
Yeah.
And I think for so long there's this hesitation to say I'm really passionate about this, or because when you put yourself out there, it's so it's scary.
It's gullible. I mean, and people judge it. Yeah. And they're like, hey, I'm gonna critique everything that you're doing, and I'm gonna,
or I'm smarter than you, and that imposter syndrome comes up.
Yep.
But I love what he just preaches, the all-in mentality of really caring and not being nonchalant about things. And I think that describes me really well.
Authentically
I don't think I've ever been nonchalant. I think I'm I'm definitely the opposite. But being able to really focus in on things and work hard and also have fun while doing it is like, I like mismatched that quote, but
they get the point.
idea.
Yeah, well, that's the idea behind it. Yeah.
It just, that makes so much sense to me. And I hope that I can continue to like live in that, that it's, because it just feels so right to be, hyper focused and excited about things and telling people, and
that you're not burnt out doing it, because you have your passions from the outside. You've got the golf, you've got the food, you've got everything in one that you want. You've got your family there.
Yep.
And more and more, you can bring other things into it too, with marketing and everything.
Yeah. It's fun to build on and be really. I think when you show that you're proud of something and like the things that you're doing,
with your staff too.
And other people start to say, oh yeah, I am actually really proud of this other thing that I did or this hard thing that I worked on, without feeling like you're gloating or that you're in people's faces. Like people want to celebrate you, and that's a hard lesson to learn, especially as Midwesterners. We're like, no, I did good.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide here.
Can you write a letter to someone and tell them?
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna write this down on paper and hide it in my desk and just
slide it over.
Circle yes or no, please.
Put it in my journal. Did you hate it? Just let me know.
Yeah, super fun. So you have a lot of stuff planned. Do you have any more trips planned at all?
Not at the moment. No, we're going to be
full on summer mode.
Yeah, full on summer mode. We're in it now. Yeah. So everything's getting ready, and
it's supposed to be nice this weekend.
Yeah. Yep. We've got a big group in this weekend, and then April is kind of our time to do a lot of maintenance and upgrade stuff that we plan to do. And then we'll be putting in the docks before you know it. So
what exciting stuff do you have coming up this summer? Anything good?
Yes, we're doing a big focus on updating a lot of our golf course, which you're going to love. Can't wait for you to come
I for sure will.
Golf it and give me pointers. But we've got, our restaurant is getting a decent amount of upgrades to it. Good. Our rooms, all that good stuff. Well,
the new beds is just enough for anybody, right? You just need a good night's sleep,
need?
Right?
Absolutely.
Or being outside sleeping it with the stars, one way or another.
Grass. You'll be fine. But we've got some really great people coming up and running really cool workshops that are, very intentional and a lot of good topics. And Memorial Day is always fun because we get to kick off the season and open the restaurant. And it's going to be great. We're almost full for the summer, and amazing. The fall's looking good too.
What have been some of your favorite topics that have come in or that have gone through?
So we just did a workshop recently about the power of really believing in your staff. What you believe is what they become is what we called it.
Yep.
Which I don't know if you're familiar with the Pygmalion effect, but
I've heard of it, but I'm not.
It's used in the USA hockey team is a really good example. The men's, they, for years have used this coaching method in pushing this positive belief in your players, right? And it goes down to youth sports, of course. That's a huge piece of it from a psychology standpoint. But when you've got up-and-coming leaders in your organization and you're really focusing on the things that they're good at, and you're telling them, outright, I really believe that you would be good in this position, or I believe, you are a really great listener.
This is your lane.
Yeah. They take that so much so that they start to believe in it. And it goes the other way too.
Right.
If you're consistently negative with someone, I imagine, this, having a big family. Yeah. If someone's negative with you or pushing the things that they think that you're not good at.
Yep.
Like, think about your time in school. I had my teachers been like, you're not terrible at math.
Right.
If you can apply it in an accounting standpoint.
It's how you're taught or what they tell you. Yeah. It's the way you're directed.
Well, I for years was like, I'm just not good at math.
Right.
But like I am when it's
something you want to learn.
Right.
Yeah. It's all what you want to learn.
I don't care about calculus, but I definitely care about payroll and like balancing that kind of thing. Yep. That's when it tracked.
Well, it's like sense. College, the courses that you don't have to take that are not going towards your degree.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm going to be going for a nursing degree, but why do I have to take this extra class over here that has nothing to do with it. Yeah, like, wait, what? Here? Why? Yeah.
Yeah.
Micro and macro econ, but I'm going for, whatever this is.
I have an ongoing nightmare that I just never finished my macroeconomics final. Yeah. Like it sits in the back of my mind.
In your brain.
Like, oh my gosh. I got to go back and finish it.
Sorry to bring that up.
Does
Yep,
my PTSD, is it
oh
showing?
boy. Yeah. I just knew that.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
So that was one of the most recent workshops, and it was a really powerful couple of hours, because the conversations that were coming from it were really incredible. Everybody's got that experience, and trying to understand how you're, interacting with some of your superiors, or the staff that you have, and you're trying to give feedback, and
or
it's
find
really
your lane that works for you. If something's not working here, maybe go try a different position, or try something else. Just because it doesn't work here, maybe you weren't built for that. Try something else. Yeah,
I think, like, feedback is a really hard thing to give in general, and I think unless you go about it in that human way and saying...
It's a hard one to take too, but sometimes you have to take it and understand, hey, this isn't quite right for me. It's not feeling right, so let's figure that out and move on. You learn from those, the feedback too.
I think understanding the emotional intelligence piece of it and saying, I want you to be the best that you can. Yeah. That's not where you're at right now. Right. Like, let's find other avenues for you. Or... I don't think you're being pushed hard enough. If you're good at one thing, but you're easy. I've seen you do some other things. Like, let's expand it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Like, let's expand it and see what it, what you're capable of. Yep. That was we have a few that have, looked like that, and kind of hyper focused on those internal communication options. Yeah. We do a lot on boundaries and, understanding how to communicate that kind of stuff, especially in organizations. Yep. This morning, someone asked about, how do you set that boundary, like, with your boss? Yes. And it's hard for me because, like, one, that's me, but also my father to a degree. But a boss that I had when I was in a corporate world was very explicit about upfront communication. And I think what I really learned from her was, if I set the expectation right away, there was no room for gray area. Right. So if she asked me to do something, she would say, I know you had mentioned that you're much more comfortable with this. Yes. This is out of your scope. And she would be a little bit more, a little bit more caring about it, as opposed to, if she didn't know that, she'd be like, do this.
Yeah, instead of telling
learn graphic design. I'm like, excuse me,
instead of telling them, explain it to them. Yeah.
Which then feels... It's so hard not to feel that as like if they do it the other way, you're like, are they attacking me? Is this a test? Like, your brain just goes into this fight or flight of, like, I don't know, I think I'm getting fired. Right. So the ability to, kind of have those conversations. And the beauty of what we do is, with this experiential momentum, and, like, the landscape is, you're in a scenario in the moment, so that when you're actually back at work, you can, it's like muscle memory.
You back engineering it kind of too at the same time.
You come back and you're like, oh, it's just like when we were trying to build that whatever, out in the lake, and it feels like how this person, instructed me, and it wasn't their role. And then, so, like, you're pulling the pieces together, and you're so much more equipped to handle those problems. Yeah. So those are the kinds of, workshop powerhouse things that we're providing. And it makes me laugh, because sometimes I feel like I'm getting the most out of it, where I'm in the room and I'm like, this is really valuable. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of times too, with people and all the negative reviews that are out there, you need to focus on the positive ones. Okay, here's, really great feedback from my boss or from somebody else. Yeah. Let's work on what I did right. Yes. Instead of what I did wrong. And let's really work on that, so I can keep doing that and build off of that. Right. Or, hey, we got a great Google review. Let's hone in on that and see how we can replicate that and keep that moving forward in whatever asset that may be.
Right. Double down on the good. Yep. Yeah. It's a lot of times it's not even worth it. I love the review. Oh man, I could go on for days about that stuff. Yeah. But a lot of times the mindset that people are in for things like that.
Like, I have one negative review and I've got 6,000 positives. Right. Let's take the 6,000 positives and make that 12,000.
And the scenarios that, like, the people are in for negative versus positive is, you never know. Right. And there's never a chance to, like, two-side that situation, right? Like, I would love for everyone to know my side of that story, but there's three sides.
What's one thought, what the other thought, and then what's right. Right,
exactly.
It is what it is.
It is. And that's such a tough spot. And something like that resiliency is actually a huge program piece that we talk about, and the ability to see that kind of feedback or see things that really failed.
Yep.
And instead of, digging our head in the sand,
Yep.
what are we doing to do differently? Or, what can we
learn
change?
from it. Yep.
Yeah, which is, in theory, a great mindset. But if you don't have the tools to get there, it's really impossible to
or the
figure
team
out.
behind you that really want to learn it
the
either.
support is huge.
Yep.
Definitely.
Well, perfect. How can people find you, or where is Sugar Lake Lodge?
Ooh,
we
great.
didn't even get to that.
I know,
right?
I not leave with that? So we are located right outside of Grand Rapids. We're about 2.5 hours north of the cities.
Yeah.
We're in a township called Cohasset, but if you go for Grand Rapids, you can't miss us. We're online everywhere, Instagram, Facebook, everything's Sugar Lake Lodge, the Leadership Lodge as well.
Yep.
But yeah, our website, sugarlakelodge.com. We've got it all. And we actually don't take online reservations. Right. So that's a fun little note about us. So you have to call and you have to talk to us. We will do text message for the
people have to actually pick up the phone and call.
I know. Gen Z told me that I had to have text messaging involved. They're so demanding.
I know.
I love them.
Right. And pretty soon with AI, the chat bots will be there.
Never. We'll never go down that road. I would die before.
Right. Oh, scary. Awesome. Well, we appreciate having you on today, and I can't wait to get up there this summer.
Please.
Soon, and we'll have to play some golf.
I know. I can't wait.
Yes.
It'll be great.
All right.
Thank you. I
Thank you so much,
appreciate it.
Abby. Yep.
Of course.
See you later.